The opening date for the new Honam KTX railway is drawing near, but KBS has learned that the train's power transformer has exploded 3 times throughout testing. Thursday marks the 5th anniversary of the attack on the naval corvette Cheonan. Defense Minister Han Min-koo marked the occasion with a warning for the North. And the number of Koreans working just 2 or 3 hours a day has reached a record 1.2 million, in a sign of a sluggish economy and unfair employers. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, March 24th. I'm Luke Clary. Test runs for the new Honam KTX railway are now in full swing as the opening date of April 2nd approaches. However, KBS has discovered that the transformer, which lowers high voltage currents and supplies power to the train cars, has exploded 3 times throughout testing.
Test runs for the new Honam high-speed railway were well underway last October. But the transformer suddenly exploded the moment the power was turned on for a train car in the Goyang-Bay Station, Gyeonggi Province. This is a photo of the transformer removed for repair. The equipment is heavily scorched in several places. It is assumed that the voltage suddenly spiked to burn down the transformer. Consequently, the transformer had to be replaced. There are 2 transformers installed on each KTX train, 1 each on the front and rear engine locomotives. The transformer in the engine car makes 2 adjustments to lower a 25,000 volt current down to 380 volts and supplies power to the train.
기본적으로 열차가 달릴 수 없게 되고요. 산악지방이라든지 들판을 달릴 때 이런 변압기에서 문제가 발생하게 되면 그만큼 조치가 늦어질 수도 있거든요.
10 similar incidents were reported involving the KTX Sancheon model currently in service. But the new KTX model, a supposed improvement of the KTX Sancheon, is found to have experienced 3 malfunctions even before it was put into full operation.
Thursday marks the 5th anniversary of the deadly torpedo attack on the Navy corvette Cheonan. Defense Minister Han Min-koo said that North Korea was indisputably responsible for the attack and vowed to crush any provocative intent by the North.
Torn violently apart, the body of the vessel still reflects the shock of the attack and the pain the deceased sailors must have experienced at the time. Broken windows on the bridge and a faded Korean flag are frozen in time at that tragic moment 5 years ago. Defense Minister Han Min-koo has criticized North Korea. He said that while it's indisputably clear that the North was responsible for the attack, it has made no apology and is looking for any excuse to provoke again, including making threats against South Korean civic groups' leaflet dispersal campaign.
만약 적이 도발한다면 우리 군은 지체 없이 단호하게 응징하여 적의 도발 의지 그 자체를 분쇄해 버릴 것입니다.
The minister visited the northeastern border islands defense command and asked troops to heighten public trust through stern retaliation against the North. The Navy continues its large-scale maritime exercise that began with shooting drills on the Yellow Sea on Thursday. Through the exercise, the Navy will demonstrate its cruise missile and anti-submarine operational skills that have been bolstered since the Cheonan attack.
Controversy erupted over South Gyeongsang Province Governor Heung-su golf outing with his wife during working hours while on a business trip to the U.S. The South Gyeongsang provincial government attempted to explain it away, saying it was not inappropriate since the governor played golf with an overseas trade advisor to attract investments to his province.
It's been confirmed that South Gyeongsang Province Governor Heung-su, who's on a business trip to the United States, played golf at a local golf club last Friday afternoon. He was scheduled to meet with a local buyer that afternoon, but instead played golf with his wife, an overseas trade advisor for South Gyeongsang Province, and a Korean-American acquaintance. As controversy erupted over the governor's schedule, the provincial government explained that the golf outing was not inappropriate because the meeting with the buyer was canceled and the governor paid the course fee as well as his wife's travel expenses with his own money.
사모님은 개인 일정으로 갔고 우리 도의 재정적 행정적 지원이 전혀 없는 개인 일정입니다.
Nonetheless, the main opposition party, the New Politics Alliance for Democracy, demanded Governor Hong disclose his itinerary and expenses.
홍준표 지사는 과연 공직자윤리법 위반은 아닌지 우리가 심각하게 검토해 보아야 합니다.
Hong left for the U.S. on a 10-day business trip from Thursday, March 19th for overseas marketing purposes.
The number of Koreans working just 2 to 3 hours a day has exceeded a record 1.2 million. The rising figure is a sign of the sluggish economy, but it's also said to reflect abusive practices by the employers.
Care centers are provided for elementary school students whose parents both work or who are from single-parent families. However, a third of some 10,000 caretaker workers at such centers nationwide work an average of less than 3 hours a day.
2013년도에 다시 계약서를 쓰면서 초단 시간이 된 거예요. 14시간 40분 계약. 수업 시간이 똑같은 게 아니라 다 날짜별로 다 달라요.
The number of people working ultra-short hours was tallied at around 340,000 in 1997. The figure topped 1.2 million for the first time this year. Among all Koreans employed, this is a ratio of about 5 out of 100. Over 60% of ultra-short-hour workers are women, as such short work hours have increased in positions with a stronger female presence, including caretakers of children and senior citizens. The rise is also due to the government push for part-time jobs in addition to the sagging economy. In contrast, the number of workers working over 10 hours a day has dropped 36% in the past decade, making it ever more difficult to find quality jobs.
Small child care centers or kindergartens are prone to nutritional or sanitary problems with children's meals since they're not mandated to have nutritionists on their staff. Therefore, central and local governments have opened children's food service management centers to address these problems, but there aren't nearly enough of these support centers to oversee all child care facilities.
A nutritionist from a local children's food service management center has been visiting this childcare center on a regular basis to supervise the children's meals for the past 2 years. No nutritionist was available in this childcare center since there were fewer than 100 children. But ever since the nutritionist came to supervise the menus and hygiene, the quality of children's meals has improved considerably.
점검뿐만이 아니라 종사자들의 교육까지 총망라해서 해주시니까 급식의 질이 매우 높고.
But there are only 142 such food service management centers nationwide, and merely 26% of some 40,000 childcare centers and kindergartens are under their supervision. Furthermore, the local governments which are obligated to share the operation cost hesitate to open these food management centers due to budget shortages. Local governments also don't have the authority to force childcare facilities to receive supervision or to order the facilities to improve the quality of children's meals.
문제가 있는 것들이 발견이 되면 앞대기를 하고 추후에 발생되는 문제들에 대해서는 좀 어려운 점은 있는데
Institutional measures must be enacted to prevent childcare facilities from providing inadequate meals to children.
Big data is a term to describe generating new value from large sets of data. Big data is now also applied in government administration, with Gyeonggi Province declaring it will eradicate road potholes using big data.
Potholes that seem to appear out of nowhere are a major threat to drivers. Such holes and dents in roads become increasingly problematic as ice thaws at the end of winter. but fixing the road conditions for every single case is realistically impossible. Gyeonggi Province has set out to seek a solution using big data. Information sent from numerous vehicles collectively forms big data, which can show at a glance where and when potholes have occurred. It is a tangible accomplishment soon to be presented by Gyeonggi Province, the first province in the country to legislate regulations on the use of big data. Big data will also be used to analyze foreign tourists' shopping lists in a bid to advance customized tourism, and to analyze security camera installations in order to reduce areas of safety blind spots.
1008개의 공공 데이터를 비식별화해서 저희가 여기다가 열어놓을 겁니다. 그 기업들이 오십시오. 쓰십시오.
However, as big data is formed by accumulating extensive personal information, it remains to be seen how concerns over privacy violations will be addressed.
The 25th International Horticulture Goyang Korea will put on display thousands of beautiful flowers starting April 24th. Even last year, as the country was reeling from the shock of the Sewol ferry disaster, the show drew some 450,000 visitors. This year's goal is to attract 600,000 visitors.
From flowers that make rustling sounds like paper to a myriad of colorful blossoms. Flower farmers have their hands full with the arrival of spring, as well as an international flower show to be held next month.
잠잘 시간이 없을 정도로 좀 바쁜 그런 시기고요. 지금 이제 봄이니까 봄 기운이 많이 있으니까 꽃도 빨리 자라고 꽃도 빨리 피고 굉장히 빨라지는 시기라.
The 2015 International Horticulture Goyang Korea Expo kicks off on April 24th. This year, the show will showcase themed pavilions instead of outdoor sculptures. Visitors will be able to see rare flower species up close, such as the crystal flower whose petals become translucent when they come into contact with water, and the Puya Raimondi, which blooms only once in a century.
우리가 화훼 수출 목표를 3천만 불 이상 목표를 잡고 달성이 될 것 같고요.
The International Horticulture Goyang Korea Expo will continue until May 10th. Visitors will also be able to tour Goyang's famous sites with a number of city tour packages available.
A growing number of young singers perform their new songs in street concerts these days because releasing new songs online has such serious limitations. Here's more from the world of show business.
The clear voices of young female singers resonate in front of a building. This is the debut concert of a female band that was staged on the street free of charge.
무대와는 차별화된 모습도 보여드리고 싶었고, 그리고 더 관객들과 소통도 하고 싶었고요. 인터넷에 홍대 버스킹 치면 CLC가 나올 정도로 자신 있습니다.
This singer from a girl group also debuted as a solo artist on the street. Street concerts are no longer unusual. Artists stage them for various reasons. Some want to become closer to their fans. Others just want to renew their determination as singers. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure, audiences seem to enjoy them.
기존의 온라인 홍보 방식은 정보의 양도 워낙 많고 주로 팬덤만을 타깃으로 하는 한계점이 있기 때문에 이 점을 극복하고 대중과의 소통을 늘리고자.
Street concerts also help artists maximize publicity because audiences often record the performances and post them on social networking sites.
Korean consumers disappointed over overpriced, half-empty snack bags are turning to imports to satisfy their snacking urges. Today, we'll find out why imported treats have become so popular in Korea and what to look for when buying these foreign snacks. Last year, 2 young men grabbed the headlines by crossing the Han River on a raft made out of snack bags. Dubbing the snacks nitrogen treats, the event was staged to mock Korean snack makers that fill up the bags more with nitrogen gas than with actual food. Tired of half-empty snack bags, Korean consumers are turning their eyes to more substantial imported treats.
외국에서 수입된 거인데도 불구하고 양도 많고 또 가격도 저렴해서
The popularity of imported snacks in Korea is largely attributed to their no-nonsense packaging. Korean treats are packaged in layers of wrapping even inside the box, but imported snacks are ready to eat once the outer package is removed. The boxes appear similar in size, but the amount of food inside differs greatly. Low prices for imported snacks are also a factor driving their popularity. Let's compare local and imported buttered coconut biscuits. The imported brand contained 20 grams more than its Korean counterpart. By unit price, Korean biscuits at 25 per box cost about 1 cent per gram, but imported ones at 36 per box come to far less than 1 cent for the same weight. But consumers wonder whether it's safe or healthy to eat imported treats. In fact, some imports are quite high in sodium and sugar.
과자에 함유되어 있는 지나친 당분이나 나트륨의 섭취를 지속적으로 하게 되는 경우에는 비만이나 고혈압, 당뇨, 심혈관계 질환 등의 합병증을 증가시킬 수 있고 특히 성장 저하를 일으킬 수 있습니다.
Korean food safety laws dictate that the nutritional values and expiration dates of imported snacks must be marked in Korean, but it's hard to get information when they're sold individually like this.
유통기한은 물론이고 성분 표기도 한글로 빠짐없이 표기함으로써 소비자들에게 더 많은 정보가 제공될 수 있도록 지도 감독했으면 좋겠습니다.
Snacks imported through proper channels should have stickers written in Korean. Be sure to check the nutrition labels and expiration dates when purchasing imported treats for a better snacking experience.
너무 깊이 생각하지만 다시 돌아올 수 없는 시간은 오직 슬픔만이 돌아오잖아. 너무 깊이 생각하지만 외로움이 친구가 된 지금도 아름다운 노래 남아.
Now let's take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.